watching Big 12 now on ESPN Plus as we welcome you back to the WVU Coliseum. There's Moshe Schwartz, the Oklahoma 141-pounder. Had to take an injury default, lost by injury default earlier today. Jordan Titus got the win. To see Schwartz back on the bench after having some further look at that injured shoulder. So at 197 today, we got Stephen Buchanan, ranked third in the country for Oklahoma against West Virginia's Austin Cooley. Buchanan, a Wyoming transfer, sat out last year, the redshirt. Cooley getting healthier after battling injuries for a lot of the last couple of years, a Pitt transfer. Buchanan last wrestled the Coliseum 2 years ago when Wyoming came in to wrestle West Virginia in a duel. Third in the country in that 2021-22 season. A fine season for Buchanan. So far off to a 7-0 start this year.
So here we got team score. West Virginia's up by 6, right? There's 2 matches left.
But 2 of Oklahoma's best guys.
Right.
And in West Virginia, you look to pick one of them off.
Well, you're going to have to in order to win the duel, right? You're going to have to win one of these matches. And you're also going to try not to give up any bonus points in that process. But if you don't give up any bonus points and you lose, you end up with a tie, probably a criteria situation, which I think would favor Oklahoma at the moment. I got to check that.
Cooley notes he's got a pretty big challenge going in as Buchanan tries a shot on the right leg.
Well, again, Cooley, experienced guy. He's starting to feel better, right? He's a warning for stalling. Are we serious? Holy cow. I'm not sure.
I haven't seen either guy really be too offensive today.
I don't get it. I understand the desire to maintain some, but that's where you're at, right? You desire to maintain, you make him take a bad shot then. Cooley pretty flexible here. He's got that whizzer. He's going to see Buchanan try to crank that shoulder down and then pick the leg up and step across. And there's the takedown. That's some good work by Buchanan.
Buchanan on the board, but you're right. All of that set up by the fact that Cooley took a shot that I don't think he was 100% confident in.
Well, I'm going to take a shot just to take a shot, but you get warned for stalling in what is a pretty good battle with only about a minute and a half gone in the match, right? So that, to me, that's a situation where the official sort of inserts himself where he doesn't really need to, and
Buchanan followed his assistant, Tayon Ware, who was a graduate of Oklahoma and who was an assistant at Wyoming before he joined Roger Kesh's staff.
Okay,
so that's the connection for Buchanan.
I was going to say, this is the sort of the riding that they're trying to get rid of, where you're hooking the ankle and you're just staying on the side like that, and just trying to breaking them down and staying underneath. Oh, it's a right hook. Maybe a left hook. I wasn't paying attention. We have no penalty point. That's the end of the end of the period. Yeah, just a nice job of stepping and just good positioning, right? Just a nice job of driving through and being on that space. Buchanan, nice quick start off the whistle and gets a reversal.
So the lead grows to 5-0 for Stephen Buchanan. Interesting watching these guys that are all Americans, that top 5, top 3 in the country, and what makes them so great.
Well, they're usually technically very sound, right? They do a good job of staying in space, and they get to their positions really well. And I think which might sound crazy, but some of the biggest factor is you got to believe that you belong there.
Right.
Right. You got to believe you can win matches, that when you're matched up, when you're working your way up the ladder, that you can, there's a cradle. He's got He's got him in a not very good spot with Cooley has returned this cradle here. There's a long time left in the period. Cooley pops his head out. No near fall, but he's going to kind of let him up and start working on it a little bit.
Another case where Cooley used a lot of energy to be on the bottom.
Well, you can see Cooley reaching for him. He doesn't know where he's at, and that's not a good feeling to be in when you're on your feet. Buchanan doesn't, in the same spot he was before, is going to get that takedown this way too.
Yeah, he went up for the waist, settled for the ankle, still turns it into 3. No, you were talking, to go back to what we were talking about earlier, I've always been impressed with Buchanan's footwork. And I think footwork is one of those tools that in a lot of sports, in a lot of positions, if you have good footwork,
no, you give yourself the best chance, right?
It's a great fundamental tool to have.
And in wrestling, sometimes the challenges for most people, especially on their feet, is sometimes they get stuck, kind of planted and being on rails in front of people, and they're pushing and shoving, and you have to move your feet. Moving your feet allows you to change angles, and it allows you to change pressures and change levels, and those are the things that allow you to get to corners and spaces. Only 3 seconds left in the period.
8-1 lead for Buchanan. He's got another one essentially in riding time with over 2 minutes in that lockdown. He leads this Oklahoma team with 4 tech falls. He did not get to wrestle against Missouri on Friday because of a medical forfeit.
Yeah, Missouri did that right at the end of the match. They were scheduled to be the last match of the evening, and then Missouri forfeited that.
So despite the fact this is a 2-dual trip for Oklahoma, this is Buchanan's first action of the trip.
Well, you know, and sometimes they do those defaults.
Cooley shoots, Buchanan shoots back.
There's another takedown.
And another takedown.
And so that was, again, good quickness and footwork. Cooley had a decent shot, but you see Buchanan just go right back at him. He's in the double, or Buchanan pops him up in the air and then drives right through him as a reshot. Just a really nice job of counter wrestling.
Roger Kesh, a very high praise for Buchanan, as you would of someone with his resume. As he brings the credentials that support his name, he's the type of role model you'd want on any team.
He's doing a nice job right here.
Working Cooley's shoulder. Cooley's in big trouble.
Yep.
Pops the shoulder up. There's some.
Still got the leg is really what the issue is, right? The leg's across. He's holding 4 here. And it gives him 3.
They give him 3 on the near fall.
And so the other thing that you notice about Buchanan is a nice job of is he can score multiple ways, right?
Yeah.
It's not just one thing that he does a nice job of, whether it's a takedown to the left or the right. He does some good work on top. He's really the complete guy.
And he pivots extremely well. When plan A doesn't work on a shot, he has a plan B.
I think the counters and the knowing chaining stuff and where you're going next and reading pressures and understanding that. I mean, those are all the technical things that really change you to a really high end.
Buchanan left his leg up in a bad spot. Cooley tried to shoot there, and Buchanan turns that into a takedown of his own.
So
he's close to a tech fall.
Well, if he rides him out, it will be. Right, and that makes the dual meet a one-point match.
Looks like it's what he's going to try to do.
I mean, Cooley's not going to get out. If he could get out, there would not be a tech fall, but
Buchanan not wanting to give up the escape point, and he won't. It's going to be a tech fall win for Stephen Buchanan. That is his 5th of the season. So Stephen Buchanan ends the 3-win streak for West Virginia. They got a pin from Peyton Hall, a win from Brody Conley, and a win from Dennis Robin, but Cooley falls to Stephen Buchanan as there's West Virginia's upcoming schedule. A lot of wrestling here in December. They're going to go out to Colorado and take on Air Force in Northern Colorado, back home against Fairmont State before Christmas, and then Midlands and Columbia after that. So again, this is a team that has